Hello, John. Welcome. You are the first person here today. Wow. Thank you so much. Yeah, I see they're watching on the other two channels, and you are the first person here in YouTube. Thank you so much. I was rushing, I was doing some yard work, and then I was washing the garage, and I just rushed in with everything. I didn't even get to change at all. So thank you so much for coming, and thank you for today. It was a wonderful discussion today at 1 p.m. We thank God that we keep learning about this new technology, isn't it? I love it. It. So we going to let me see. I think yesterday we talked about. I just want to get a recap of what we did yesterday. Yesterday we talked about. Let me see. Making sure that is the right thing that we talked about. Yesterday we are in the mindset series number 64, which talked about unity and live in harmony with each other. So unity is living in harmony with each other. So we did a lot on that, and to live in harmony and unity with one another is to be respectful and to tolerate, to cooperate and to collaborate with others, to coexist in peaceful ways, and to live in harmony with our environment, and to also have emotional and social balance and other ideas that people were bringing up yesterday. It was really a wonderful presentation yesterday. And today we're going to be quick so that people can go and enjoy their weekend, isn't it? I changed my position, but let me see if this light is going to be okay. Okay. Hopefully it's okay. But my hair scarf is flickering. Okay. That's okay. Now, today we're going to be talking about love. Let no doubt or let no debts remain outstanding except the continuing debt to love one another. How will children embrace and live in the way of love? How will they embrace and live this? So let's start by playing our music and hopefully waiting for the others to come. We are here, we are on path, shining bright into the future. We rise high with one heart and revolution, lifting up humanity as we rise, standing tall, hand in hand. We are the unicorn, we are the stars. Into it, into it. Bringing hope, shining bright. We're a nation, we are rising with one love, with one goal. Welcome, Galian Mommy. Solution, lifting up humanity. Let's rise high, standing tall, hand in hand. We are the unicorn, we are the stars. Into it, into it, into it. Dancing Queen Nancy. In it to win it. We are in it to win it, isn't it? Yes. Thank you guys so much, especially everyone that is here now and the others are watching on the two Facebook channels. Thank you guys so much for your continuous support, your love, and nurturing of our children. This is what it takes to really reach out to the children in the world, especially those that are in need, those that are hungry, those that are abused, those that are homeless, those that don't even go to school. But there is no use even going to school if a child does not have food to eat. So the number one thing is to make sure that they eat and they eat right so that the food doesn't become a problem in the future. So we're going to make it short and sweet so that we can go and start enjoying our weekend with our families, right? And we had a wonderful session today at 1 p.m. Brother Diffia really brought it home because they really understand those technical things, the way that he explained it, the way that he was talking about it. That is a real teacher. He understands those things. I was going to start talking about it because his internet was not being friendly. And thank that he came back. The internet cooperated and he came back and he took it over from me. And I felt a little bit relieved because even though I studied those things, that is not my field of specialty. But I'm studying it now for the first time, but I'm determined to study them and also know them because we're going to be using them for ourselves, our families, our communities, and these children all over the world. And this is the era. This is the era of AI, high technology. Everybody has to try to do something about it, to understand it. Otherwise, we cannot share it with other people, right? And for our parents who cannot understand, what do? We try to help them because the way that things have been simplified and unpassive, and with all of these talents, we all have talents, we bring it together and we work together and we begin to learn instead of going to pay to go to school. We learn it from one another, isn't it? So Sunday again, it's a special Mother's Day One Global Movement edition. So we're going to be on YouTube. So if you have pictures of your mom that you want us to start celebrating, you can still bring them. Otherwise, we will do that until, because there is a contest going online for people to bring pictures of mothers, grandmothers, even those that did not give birth to them, because some mothers even take good care of kids better than biological mothers. But we want to celebrate mothers in all categories because people are doing a lot of work. Even men, there are men that are playing the role of mothers too. So we need to celebrate them. So Sunday, come, bring one, bring two, and let us all, because this is one of the things that we all deserve to be present, to give thanks and really pay tribute and tell these mothers that we love them, because we truly love them. Each and every one of us has mothers. Even those that their mothers have gone or are gone, they need to still come, because that is another way of still remembering the mothers that are gone and still paying tribute, because without them, we will not be here. Without them, we will maybe would have been sick, or something would have happened, but they put in their all to make sure that they love and nurture and raise their children the way that they can do it. And they did their very best. So they deserve to be celebrated, right? So we are in the Mindset series number 65. And love, with exclamation mark, love. Let no debt remain outstanding except the continuing debt to love one another. I'm going to repeat it again. Love. Let no debt remain outstanding except the continuing debt to love one another. And how would you help your child to understand this? So debt here is like, you know how we borrow money from the bank, then we owe the bank, or we borrow money from all these companies that lend money out. That is a debt. But here, the statement is saying that let no debt remain outstanding. It must not be the major thing in your life. The debt that you owe, like your car payments or your mortgage, or you borrow money from the bank or the companies, it shouldn't be the main thing in your life. It shouldn't be outstanding, except the continuing debt called love. Love should be continuous, and that is the real debt, and that is an outstanding debt. And so we want to be able to help our children understand this. But again and again and again, you can never help a child without you doing it yourself. Because a lot of us, let alone children, they learn by seeing someone in action. Children love action. That's why they are so active. They're active, they're running up and down, they're touching things, they want to build this, they want to do that, they're experimenting the world. And that is the way that they get to understand things better. And so we have to do this thing. And sometimes you even love plus your enemy. And for me, I say I shouldn't even have any enemy, because when somebody does something wrong, there's always a lesson to learn from there. So long as the person does not hurt you physically, even though they're hurting you psychologically, there's always a way out. Welcome, Ruth. Thank you so much. There's always a way out. I'm going to read the question again, just for those that are coming. It says, love. Let no debt remain outstanding except the continuing debt to love one another. That means no matter what we owe somebody, whether it's the bank or the car loan or car whatever, we don't take it as major. The one that is major and has to be continuous is love for one another. And so we want to be able to help our children understand this by doing it, because children are impressionable. They learn by seeing. They learn by doing it. When you are doing it, they too are excited. They want to do. Even our young adults, we cannot be telling our young adult, don't do this, don't smoke, don't drink. Yet we ourselves are doing so. Of course, that is not to say people should not drink, but what are you drinking? What are you drinking? What kind of drink are you drinking? Is it the sugar-filled drink that people drink, or putting sugar into their system all the time? Is it a bad alcohol? For me, like in my family, I always want, if we want to drink, adults, we look for the best wine, the wine that works with your digestive system. And this wine is French wine. And once in a blue moon, I don't even remember when I lastly took that. And I am not even good with that, because when I try it, I start sweating, my bones will be hurting. And so I don't even consume alcohol. But I'm just saying, because that is not to ban people, because there is a way a responsible way of drinking. And you want your children to know, not hiding, that you are not up to the age of drinking this, because you love them enough to be able to explain things to them. Because the tendency is that when you are eating something, you're drinking something as a parent, the children also want it because they love their parents, right? And so we want to be able to explain to them, not just waiting for the school to teach them that you can only start drinking at the age of 21. We ourselves, the parents and the adults, want to start teaching them that, because we love our children. We don't want them to go otherwise, right? So it is very, very important. So what is love? Begin to write your own contribution in the chat so I can also learn from you guys. What is love? Love is a very complex and multifaceted emotion that can be difficult sometimes to define, because it entails a wide range of feelings, relationships, and experiences. It's a wide range, a very wide range of emotions, experiences, relationships, and feelings. Hello, Gayana. Welcome. Thank you so much. And now here we are going to examine certain ways that describe love. Now let us take emotional connection as one way of describing love. Love often involves a deep emotional bond where people feel a sense of warmth, a sense of attachment, and care for one another. That is one form of love, which is emotional connection. And then the other one is affection and tenderness. Love can manifest as physical and emotional acts of care. You care for people because what we are doing here, it's caring. This is one form of love because we care so much about the children in the world. Therefore, we come together to do what we can do in our own capacity, how well and best we can do it, so that tomorrow we will be able to reach these children, either starting with providing some of the things that they need, or helping them to start building what is called generational wealth, so they can start very young and start knowing how to invest in themselves instead of letting them be and grow and just keep depending on others. So that is one kind of love. And this one that we are doing here is the best kind. We come together. We are dedicated. We are determined to come together to do something that will benefit majority of the world. Why not the entire world? So love can be affectionate and tender, which means love can manifest as physical and emotional acts of care, such as hugging, such as kissing, or simply being present for someone during challenging times. Just stay there without talking and just really be present to listen, especially when a child is disturbed or our partners or our family member, they are disturbed. We do not jump to say, stop crying, you're not a baby. We just sit there and listen, because emotional release is very helpful. Emotional release is very helpful. You guys have seen me almost in tears a lot of times because of how well I think about that, how well I want to help, how well I'm so attached to the things that I do. So it is okay. And sometimes it is just okay to just draw something like a hat and give it to somebody, or you just write there, I am here for you. I can relate to how you feel. Those are ways that we can show love. But instead of going ahead to start judging or criticizing or trying to tell the person that they shouldn't be crying, that they're not children, they're not babies. So that is one kind of love. And then another love is commitment and loyalty. Commitment and loyalty. Love can mean being dedicated to someone or something, valuing your relationship and really showing a desire to maintain it over time without breaking away. think about this. We are doing these things without knowing why, because that is part and parcel of who we are as human beings. Because all of us here, all of you have dedicated your life to say, we want to help the world. We want to help children because children are in a precarious situation in the world. In various families, some parents even turn from good to not so good because they cannot even provide for their children. And so they become angry. They can't feed their children. They can't put food on the table. Some of them, their cars are taken away from them, or they can't even pay their homes. A lot of things can really, really cause parents to start behaving otherwise. But in these cases, we want to try to understand what is going on, see what we can do, which we here in One Global Movement, we in Unpassive, have come together and are determined to do something to uplift humanity from our hearts, which is a very good thing to do. So what we are doing here is commitment and loyalty. Who will be coming here to listen to Mundih be talking, and not because they chose to do so or they love to do so, because you're loyal, you're determined, because you understand that without we, without us from Unpassive, the world will remain the same and children will be going through a lot. A lot of kids as young as 6, 7, 8, they are committing suicide. Why? Because there are a lot of challenges that they are going through. That there is nobody that is paying attention to them. And they take away their own lives. And pretty soon we hear, oh, this person. Think about even the kids that go into school with loaded guns and shoot people. Those kids, they have some challenges that nobody has been so committed and loyal to these children, and they feel like they don't matter. They feel like the best thing is to end their lives, or in order to end their life, they also have to end the lives of others that they see around them. They are doing well. And so there is really no reason, no normal human being or child can just go around to be shooting people. There has to be something that is going on with that child, maybe mental illness caused by certain things, or maybe it's just natural. But the essence here is to show that commitment and loyalty to say, I will help. I can start by helping one child, just one. When you help one, you build that one up enough, that one will help another one will help another one. But in this case here, we are helping 1.7 billion children. That means we are helping all children, even those that are still going to be born. And so this is really a great commitment and loyalty for all of us here. And being that we are from Unpassive, this is exactly what Mr. Ash Mufara wants. And this is the reason why Unpassive was built. Welcome, Cheryl Best. Thank you so much. So this is such a wonderful thing for us to know that it pleases my heart. I become so happy knowing that I am doing one of the greatest service. I am serving a noble job, because a noble job is to uplift humanity, especially children, because children are the most vulnerable in society, especially the female child. They are the most vulnerable, and we want to be able to help them, right? So that is another kind of love. Another one is compassion and empathy. Compassion and empathy is another way to show love. Love often includes understanding and sharing the feelings of others, along with a willingness to help and support them. Help and support them, because you're going to be thinking, what if I was put in this situation? What would I do? Would somebody be able to stretch a hand out to me? I bet you all of us here have been helped in one way or the other, right? Otherwise, we would not be here today. We didn't just fall out of the sky with nobody to help us. Our mothers, our fathers, our aunties, our uncles, and friends, even governments have also helped us. So compassion and empathy is very important. Another form of love is to show respect and trust. Love can involve respecting someone for who and what they are, and trusting them even in difficult situations. even when you know that this person is doing something that is not right, because the universal law is there are certain things that must be done exactly the way they are, like ethical moral standards, high ethical moral standards, respect, dignity, truthfulness, right? So those things are there, they are standard, and we cannot change them. So, but in situations where it is so hard, you really know that this person is really doing what is not okay. What do? You can walk away. If you can walk away, don't even talk, don't waste your energy, because you can focus that energy on doing something. Or if that person allows you to help them, then we can help them, right? But we cannot reduce ourselves low to the level of that person. Then we are not helping ourselves, and neither are we helping them. Because if things are not going the way they're supposed to, that we know, and the person is not willing to accept help, what do? You must take yourself out of that situation and keep climbing higher, so that you become the higher person. Because when you move ahead, that person eventually will realize that, you know what, that person is doing well. I think I should copy, right? So that is what it is. And then another love is respect and trust. Respect and trust. It takes time to gain respect for yourself and trust. And when you gain that, you do not want to lose it. Because if you do not handle it well, you can lose it just with the snap of a finger. So, love can involve respecting someone for who they are and really trusting them, even in challenging situations. Another one is selflessness and sacrifice. I think what we are doing here is sacrifice, because no one, you could have been somewhere doing something, but you realize that together with Mundi, we can help these children, we can reach these children in the world. Imagine that. Just imagine that. When those apples start falling, now you do whatever you need to do for yourself. Maybe you want to complete paying your house, or maybe you want to build a new home. Maybe you want to replace your car because the other one is raggedy, or maybe you want to pay off your debts. Maybe, just maybe, you want to help your children, your brothers and sisters. After that, what next? Then we start stretching ourselves out. We don't even just have to sit until we do all these things for ourselves. We can do it alongside with helping, because right now there are children that are just waiting for that voice of hope, just to hear that voice of hope, just to hear that I am here for you. Know that you are loved, and you give them the hug. Some children are just waiting for that. That would just be the medicine that is going to really cure them out of their situation, but they don't have. And so we can do this alongside with that. So love can require putting someone else's needs before your own and making sacrifices for their well being or happiness, such as in the case where children don't have food to eat. We want to, when we're going to the grocery store, we want to be able to buy food. I don't encourage people to cook food and take it to people who are hungry. Why? Because they might eat your food and it might bother them. But if you have the license to cook, then you can liaise with those homeless shelter places to see how you can take food there. Especially like with One Global Movement, it's a nonprofit, right? And we're going to be doing that. So this is very, very important. And love can be romantic. It can be familial. Familial means family, love for family. It can be platonic or spiritual, and it often takes different forms. Love often takes different forms depending on the context and the people who are involved. Ultimately, love is about connecting with others in meaningful ways, experiencing joy and fulfillment in those connections, and being willing to nurture and to grow them without judging them, without criticizing them, without calling them names, without relegating them to the background, without any strings attached. You don't help people because you want them to help you tomorrow. Help is a selfless act. Love is a selfless act. You don't do it and expect it in return, because it will come to you, whether you like it or not. It will come because the measure of which you give things out to people is exactly the same measure that you're going to have. And sometimes it is even too much and overflow that you can't even handle it anymore. And what do? You continue to just shift it away to people, shift it away, especially to these children. And being that we are here together, what a commitment that we're going to be doing this in the world together. I love it. I love it. I was talking with my brother and some other friends. I said, we're going to have a one global movement island where the good people of the world that care about children and young people will live on that island. And and I was just daydreaming in my head of the kind of life that we can live with these children, So it's very important. So now let us explain what platonic love is, because it's good to clarify these things. Platonic love is a type of deep and non-sexual affection, often characterized by a close and intimate emotional connection that doesn't involve romantic or sexual elements. Really, you're loving somebody platonically for who they are, what they are. It doesn't matter whether they are pooping on themselves or their noses are running. You are willing to so help them, and you're connected with them. You want to make sure that you check on them. Where do they live? Have they eaten? What is going on? Are they doing okay? That is the kind of love we call platonic love, not necessarily romantic love that involves sexual connection. That is very important to know. So this term originates from the ideas of the ancient Greek philosopher Plato. Plato, who was a philosopher, in his work Symposium, he explored different kinds of love and relationships. So while many people associate love with romantic or sexual connotations, platonic love focuses on the emotional bonding, like we are bonding here. This is love. I say, I love you. You guys say, you love you, you write it. It doesn't mean that because it's romantic love, right? That is platonic love with no sexual connotation. Platonic love focuses on the emotional bond, emotions, how you talk to people in a very nice way, and your words are so rich and warm that it can even heal a child that is hungry or that is sick. So this kind of love shows mutual respect for one another, and it is shared with values between individuals. And sometimes when people see people like that, they might think that they have a romantic or sexual relationship there, which is not the case. People who truly love, just like Christ loved us, just like God loves us, that is the kind of platonic love that we are talking about. So this kind of love is common in close friendships where people feel a strong sense of loyalty, support, and caring without romantic overtones. So what does the scripture say? We want to examine love from the scripture, how the Bibles talk about love. So the Bible talk about love in 1 Corinthians. Remember, I'm not a pastor, but this is the very first important book that I grew up reading, and I don't seem to deviate from this book. I always read it every single day. And because I have come to understand and realize that no matter, I have so many books here. I love books. No matter the books that I buy, the moment I start reading, there is something that resonates, that comes to my mind immediately, that is in the scripture. And just so you know, every book that we are reading, every book, whether it is good or it is not so good, everything is in the scripture. If you get the right Bible, it is there. And now you begin to know, oh, wow. So that even If some of us who are church goers, when the pastors are even saying something, you have to be able to know it for yourself because they are doing their own job. You should do your own job by knowing it so that when they talk about it, you already know. And if even if you don't know, you can still go back and read it, because I've been reading this Bible ever since I was little. This is the first book that I always read, and it's helping me a lot. So love from the scripture in 1 Corinthians 13:4-8 says, I think you mean, this is what one of the disciple was saying in 1 Corinthians, which is a passage from the Bible often referred to as love chapter, the love chapter. It's one of the most well-known sections of the New Testament, frequently read at weddings and other celebrations of love, even in families, even when siblings are fighting. I used to fight with my brothers. They always beat me anyway, and I'm the oldest. They, they will beat me. I didn't know how to fight. I only pick a stick and throw, and then I will run. Then I will use my mouth, So this is what my grandmother and my mother and the Sunday school teacher they will use. So New Testament frequently read, which is frequently read, like we say, at weddings or birthdays or something, or during harvest Thanksgiving. In my culture, we do that. So now we're going to break this passage down about love and what it might mean in a broader context. Now, number one, love's qualities. What are the qualities of love? The passage describes love by outlining its key characteristics. Number one, love is patience. Patience. Love is willing to wait, and you don't rush or force things. You have to be able to wait. Waiting, being patient is a virtue. And now look at unpassive. We are in the waiting phase. And we don't know when. And it's not up to us to even know. We just keep waiting and doing what we are doing, because we do not put all our eggs in one basket. Because if we do, sometimes it can be very challenging, right? So love is patience. You do not rush or force things. You wait, but do what you need to do. You're not just waiting and sitting there folding your arms. We do what we need to do, and with the hope that things are going to happen at God's own timing. And then love is kind. It is gentle. This means it is very gentle. It is caring towards others. It is respectful, very caring. Love means you have the empathy for another person, trying to put yourself in the shoe of another person before you utter a word that is not encouraging. So love is kind. Love is not envious. That is what love is not. Love is not envious. We realize that, and I always say, I will quote unpassive, because in unpassive, there are a lot of little things that are going on around, but I don't blame those people because we don't know their background. Even if we know, it is not up to us, because there's a lot of animosity and chips on the shoulders in unpassive, which is not supposed to be, because unpassive was not meant for that, right? So, but I know that eventually we will correct situations, because when things start getting rosy, then we will know that, what, we don't have time to pay attention to that, or to put our energy where it's not going to be valuable, it's not going to be fruitful. So love is not envious. Love isn't jealous of others' success or blessings. Love is not jealous when things happen for others and it doesn't happen for you. Love is not when you say, but how come I did it and it didn't happen for me? How do you know you did it well? Because when you're doing things, you say, how come it didn't happen for me? Maybe your heart was not pure when you were doing it, and so it didn't happen the way it's supposed to happen. But remember, things cannot even happen at the same time. You have your gift, I have my own. It will happen at its own ripe time. So love is not boastful. Boastful. Have you seen people being so cocky? In Unpassing, we have a lot of cocky people, and they're carrying all these chips and egos on their shoulders, and they think the world is just under their own feet. They don't know that the moment they don't build their foundation so solid upon a rock, the slightest thing, the sand will shake under them, because when they are boastful, they are building their foundation based on shaky grounds, based upon sand, and it can break at any time. But when we don't have that envy, we don't have those chips on our shoulders, we pardon people, we forgive people, then we are building a very solid foundation that when the wind comes, no matter how hard it blows, it will not go away. Boastfulness is not a good thing. You know, you can be boastful within yourself, that I thank God that I did this to help this person. Those are the kind of things, but we don't boast it in people's faces to say, oh, I did this for her, I did this for him, but look, this, that. When we do things, we just do it and let it go. Welcome, Kenitha. Welcome, Brother Strigi. Welcome, Fabian. Welcome. Thank you guys so much. So this is so wonderful. Love is not proud. Love is not proud. It is not envious. It is not boastful. It is not proud. Love isn't arrogant. Pride is being arrogant, thinking that, oh, I'm the only one who knows. I'm the only one. They have to listen to me. They need to take exactly the way I'm saying, just like some parents do with their children. You gave birth to that child, of course, but know that when you gave birth to a child, you train that child the way that they're supposed to go. You let them exercise their own God-given talent and will, and you watch them and you clap for them, you cheer them on. Of course, they're going to stumble and fall, because you too have stumbled and fallen. I have stumbled and fallen several times. But this is the moment where we learn, we pick up ourselves, we dust ourselves up and say, you know what? I am still going to do it. Nothing can deviate me from doing what God has put within me to do. Because if God took days to create the world, who are you to think that you will not fall? You see? So everything happens for a good reason, so long as we think. The biggest thing is our thought. What are you thinking? Your thought leads to your actions. And it's so important that we always replace our not so good thoughts with good thoughts. Because when you internet sometimes is acting funny. When you put good thoughts in your subconscious mind will take it, and you just start to act just nicely, like it is part and parcel of you. You can't even do otherwise, because what you're doing here, this is part of it. You realize that, you know what, I need to go support something that is going to uplift the future. Because when we support children to reach their highest potential, when we support children with building a great educational environment for them, like in academy, when we support our children by tailoring education to fit their unique needs, guess what? They will build a future that will take you and I, will take all of us and subsequent generations, and will be good citizens of the world, not just to their families. Welcome, Ashid. Thank you so much. So this is very, very important. Love is very important, but it starts here. And the good news is that when you do something bad, or when we do something bad, guess what? God has created us in such a way that you can turn it around. You can really erase, really delete every negative thing that is in your subconscious mind by replacing it. Or somebody says, look at you, you're stupid. You say, oh no, I am the smartest person in the world. Somebody says, you don't even have anything good to do. Say, oh no, I was born for greatness. My time is coming. Somebody says, oh yeah, you didn't have an A grade. A grade, that is not the best system, but I know that I'm very smart, because there are other things that I'm having A grades in that you don't know. You see that? So and this is true. We're not just talking, because that is what I used to respond when they said, oh, you're not going to go to school. I said, oh no, I'm going to go, and I'm going to be like the professors too. That's what I used to tell, and they'll beat me until I did not care, but I said it. Because when you take those affirmations, you begin to do things. So love is not rude, right? It is not envious. It is not boastful. It is not proud. Proud means you're puffing up. You're going like this. Look at me. I have this kind of car. Your car is too cheap. My car is this. I've really heard people saying that a lot. And that is not what it is. Those things don't define who we are. What defines us is our inner worth, our inner being, that those high moral values that we can help ourselves and help others. Welcome, Brillia. Thank you so much. That is so wonderful. And then love is not self-seeking. It isn't selfish or self-centered. Some people think that it's me, 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 me. It has to be about me, me, me. That's not the way it is. It is not self-seeking. Remember, if you, George Bernard Shaw, one of my mentors, he said, if you get up in this world, you look around you for what you want, and if you cannot find it, what do? You create it. You create it. You don't just go around and say, I am entitled to this. I need this. You're self-seeking. You want this. You want people to listen only to you and to do things the way you want. That's not the way the world is. We want to teach these children all of these things so that they will not be so disturbed in a way that they cannot focus on themselves. We want to really build this in them, because whether a storm comes from the east, south, north, or west, it's not going to touch them, because they have been so built upon the foundation of rock that nothing can disturb them. Even when it does, it is short-lived, because they will just pull out one tool and use it, pull out one tool and use it. And thank God for artificial intelligence. Thank God for unpassive, because we are going to help our children so that they don't go through those challenges. But hey, life is full of challenges, but we just have to build ourselves or build our minds and those of our children to be able to withstand that, right? So, and then love is not easily angered. Love is not easily angered, right? Love is not boastful. It is not proud. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It is not envious, right? And so, love is slow to anger and quick to forgive. It is slow to anger and quick to forgive, right? That is why, you see, when we are mad, I had to learn that when we are mad at somebody or something that somebody said or a situation, we have to recollect ourselves and calm down. Maybe we can take some deep breath, and maybe we can even say, or sometimes like a child might break a glass or break a dish at home, say, now why did you break that? You're going to pay for it. We didn't even stop to think, is this child okay? Did they get hurt? That is the first thing we should be asking. Because those things are transient, they are perennial as the grass. We can replace them, but you cannot replace a child. When that child is gone because of your own carelessness, you can never replace that child. So we want to make sure that the child is taken care of, loved and nurtured, and really cared for all around. So love does not get easily angered. And if you are angry, calm down. That is not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. Calm down. You will realize that when you calm down, you'll be like, oh, why was I even worried? Why did I worry myself to even get angry about this stupid thing that doesn't mean anything to me, right? And then love does not keep records of somebody's wrongs. It's difficult to do, right? It's easy to say these things, but sometimes it can be difficult to do, because I have caught myself even saying, well, you're still coming after me. You've forgotten to know that you did this. How do you expect me to trust you this time around? You see, I will say things like that, because as humans, we have to be smart in a way, but we have to say in such a way that it's not going to destroy people, because we should not be fools. The book of Proverbs says, be wise. Be wise in your mind's eye. Be wise in the word of God, so that People cannot take advantage of you. You don't let people take advantage of you, right? That doesn't mean that you can't say something. You have to say something, but very constructive, very firm. But do not let people take advantage of you. Welcome, Fabian. How are you? The mommies are here. Tellian is here as well. Thank you guys so much. So, love does not keep records of wrongdoing. Rather than keeping records of wrongdoing, what I've done is when somebody does me wrong, I pray for that person, but then I write the thing that can counteract that thing so that, next time that thing should not even hurt me that much, because that alone too can also help, especially when it is family or children. We do not want to ignore them or keep a record. You did this, you did that, you did that. But sometimes keeping record is a good thing if you do it positively, because you keep those records to teach a lesson, to learn from them, but you must do it positively, such as keeping records of the history of the world. If you do not know what happened to, say, maybe colonialism or imperialism or all of those things, you want to be able to know your history. You want to be able to know your culture so that you can know what to build in place that is going to really uplift people that went through certain challenges in your community or in your family. So that is very important. History is important, but we do not stay with that. We learn from that. We take what is good. We move on to higher places that would uplift everyone. So love doesn't delight in evil, but rejoices in the truth. Truth be told, no matter how bitter it is good to tell the truth. Love finds joy in what is good and true, because when you tell the truth, it sets you free. There is always a kind of fulfilling freedom that comes about as a result of telling the truth. Even if the truth goes against you, if it goes against me, I will tell it, because it is going to help me, because it is such a hassle to live with lies. And you can't even live with lies for a long time, because why? You were hurting yourself, having a headache, always looking over your shoulders to see if somebody is looking after me because you're telling lies. You can continue to cover your lies. Eventually you will reveal yourself. But when you tell the truth, it exonerates you, it sets you free, and you are calm. You don't have any headache. You are not going to be looking over your shoulders to see if somebody is watching you. You don't become an eye servant. You do something whether people are seeing you or not. You still do it because that is the right thing to do, right? It feels so good. It feels so, don't you feel good that you're doing something good here right now? I feel good, especially with you guys here. I really feel so good, and I feel so blessed and highly favored that we are coming together to help these children, and we will continue to come together to do so. Isn't it? This is such a wonderful thing to do. So always protect. Love always seeks to protect the other person. It seeks to trust. It seeks to give hope. It seeks to persevere. Love is steadfast and resilient. It's steadfast and resilient. So love endures. In verse 8, the passage highlights, we started with the verse. For those of you who are just coming, we started with a verse from the scripture. So in verse 8, the passage highlights that love never fails. It suggests that love is enduring. Love is timeless. It is contrasting with other things like prophecies, speaking in tongues, and knowledge, which will eventually pass away. What this means is that this passage defines love in a way that goes beyond romantic love. It embodies how we should treat each other in all relationship. It's a very high standard, suggesting that love is the ultimate virtue, greater than faith or hope, as noted in verse 13. So, for many people, this passage serves as a guide for how to love others and approach relationship, emphasizing selflessness, patience, and the spirit of forgiveness. It's often used to remind us that Love is the foundation of strong, meaningful relationships, and that true love is both enduring and generous. So, First Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 to 8 is a powerful depiction of love's characteristics and a challenging call to embrace these qualities in our daily lives, with our families, and our daily interaction, with our communication, with action, with others, and with ourselves. Because when you love yourself, you are able to love one another. When you love yourself, you will love your children. But remember, we cannot give out of nothing. We cannot pretend to love another person when we have not loved ourselves. We have to love ourselves no matter who says what. No matter if we are walking and peeing or pooping in our pants, we love ourselves, because when that happens, those are accidents. Or maybe we are sick. We shouldn't carry shame on our head. You know what? I have my grandmother taught me a lot that nothing bothers me. I am not ashamed. I'm not afraid of anything. My grandmother invested so much in me at a very young age that I am not afraid. But sometimes I act human, of course. When somebody says something and I keep quiet and I keep quiet, and then I'll say, you know what? I understand everything you're saying, but know that you're just acting out of hypocrisy. I say that sometimes to people, because sometimes you got to let them know, because some people don't even know. Sometimes it's good to let them know in a nice way, but love should be what covers everything, because when we love other people, that shows that we already love ourselves. I'm going to go back and really let you guys who came a little bit late to know about the question. We are in the mindset series number 65, which says love with an exclamation mark. Love. Let no debts remain outstanding except the continuing debt to love one another. How would you explain this to children? Let no debt, which means we have so many debts in our life. I have my student loan, that is a debt. It's right here on me. We borrowed money from the bank. We have car loans to pay. We paid mortgages. Those are all debts. But the debt of love has to be, has to be outstanding. It has to be continuous. But no other debt should surpass this. Welcome, Sir AP. Thank you so much. So that is the question. And so we went ahead to talk about what love is. We have emotional connection as one way of love. We have affection and tenderness as one way of love. We have commitment and loyalty as one way of love. We have compassion and empathy as one way of love. We have respect and trust as another way of love. We have selflessness and sacrifice, just like we are doing here, as one way of love. And then we went ahead to explain what platonic love is. Platonic love is not related to romantic love or sexual connection. It is the kind of love that you devote yourself to really love your relationship with one another, helping that person if they need help, and really being there for them, not necessarily a romantic love relationship. And then we talk about love in the scripture, which is, it comes from First Corinthians 13, verse 4 to 8. That is what we were using. And then we talk about the characteristics of love. Love is first patient. Love is kind. Love is not envious. Love is not boastful. It is not proud. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. Love does not keep records of wrongdoing. It doesn't delight in evil, but rejoices in the truth. Always protects, trusts, hope, and persevere. So love in all these instances. So that's what I was explaining there. I thought I should read it to some of us who came a little bit late, but thank you guys so much. And before we go, please, if you can, Sunday we are celebrating Mother's Day. We are celebrating all the categories of mothers in the world. It's International Mother's Day. So we know the importance of mothers in our life. They carried us for 9 months. They gave us birth. Sometimes they are not always present there because of some challenges or one thing or the other, but they are still our mother. The fact that they gave us birth is very, very important. But now in today's world, we realize that fathers are also playing big roles as the mother, not just mothers. And so that is why we say we're going to celebrate the different categories of mothers, including fathers. You know, in today's world, sometimes two incomes is not enough. But for parents who want to really take care of their own children, instead of putting them into daycare centers for other people to raise their children, they will sit down in a loving family conversation and see who is bringing the most income to the family, and they will decide that that person should work while the other person stays at home and take care and love and nurture the children, and making sure that they attend school functions and outside of school activities or school activity, whatever, you know. So they decide that. In this case, in some cases, it has been the father that stays home to cook, to clean, to run around with the children. And then the mother is the one that brings home a higher income so that they can run the home smoothly. These things are good things to discuss in the family, because we don't want to relegate our children in the hands of others. You don't even want to relegate your children in the hands of grandmothers or mothers, unless something is wrong that can happen. So in this case, we are inviting all the fathers, be they biological or non-biological. We realize that the children that we have are not always our own biological children. I adopted 9 children and I'm helping them. With my son, they are 10. So I am a mother to them. And there are a lot of people who adopt children, and there are a lot of people that would just help other children. You see some children say, I love you and I celebrate you because you are like a mom to me, which means they're not the biological moms, but because they help these children. So Sunday, it's going to be in the back office. And there is a challenge that is going on Facebook. We request people to send in pictures of their mothers. If you are comfortable, if you're not, you don't have to do that. We send pictures. I'm still going to post pictures of my mother and my grandmother, you know, and we will do that on Sunday. Come, relax. If you need to eat something, bring it and eat it. And next time, as we move forward, we're going to even do it physically, right? The world is a global village. Pretty soon, we will just fly anyhow we want. We have the time, freedom of time. We can go anywhere we want. And then we sit together and we eat as one global movement, God selected global team. And we eat and we talk, we listen to classical music, good music. We really interact and bond together for the great job that lies ahead of us. And we have to keep doing until the day we die, right? So thank you guys so much. Thank you to the managing director. Thank you for always being present and always making sure that things are moving well. We highly appreciate you. So thank you again. We're hashtag One Global Movement, hashtag Big Heart, hashtag JJB Teen Man, unpassive, hashtag unpassilicious. Thank you. And thank you so much, Galian. Thank you. And I want to thank many thanks to those that attended O Connect today. It was even way better than the other times, but not to push you to do it. Just do it when you know you can do it. But if you have something important for yourself and your family, go do that first before you come, right? So we have to take care of self first and family. So thank you. And Nancy is here. Thank you, Nancy. And you might be at work, right? But you're here anyway. Thank you so much. And we have our sister, Ruth Pace here. And thank you guys for welcoming each other here, because we're a family. Thank you so much. And we have our brother, Guyana. Thank you so much. Hi, Mundih. Ma'am, good evening to you and all my lovely OP family. Be safe and healthy. Be happy. Have a nice night. Love you all. Take care. I love that saying of yours. That is so empowering. I love it. Thank you so much. Keep saying that. I love it. That is so good. And Our sister Ruth is here and also saying hello to everyone. She says, hashtag love, hashtag one global movement, hashtag Dr. Mundih, hashtag unpassive, hashtag Ashmufari, hashtag all connect. Yep, we are all connecting here. Hello, Galian. Thank you so much for being here with us. Nancy says, greetings to all One Global Movement family. John, Guyana, Ruth, Galian, Momin, happy to see you all. Yep. And Cheryl Bess is here. Thank you so much for being with us this evening. And from my end, here is the evening. We highly appreciate all of you here. Thank you. And Ruth says, love is patience and kind. Love is the greatest of all human qualities. It is. And it is the greatest emotion. The emotion of love is so powerful, more than the other emotions. And Think and Grow Rich, if you guys know Think and Grow Rich, it is explained in the even though it's explained in scripture so well too. And Nancy says, in the scripture, love defines as patient and kind. Love does not envy. Love is not arrogant. Love is a gift from God. Yes. And we must give this to all of us here and therefore our children, right? Kanitha, thank you so much, sweet sister, for being with us today. And of course, our man Shruti Jana is here. Thank you so much, Jana, for your support and your contribution, even behind the scene. I see you all over social media, really doing great things for the children and for One Global Movement. Thank you so much. And we have Fabian. How are you? I love the prayers, the leaves. This is May. You guys know that May is a month of rebirth, a month of growth, a month of rejuvenation, a month of planting a seed. When you plant a seed, you are planting life in yourself, in others, and these young people. When you plant a seed, you are giving light to other people. So plant something and plant your own flowers and watch them blossom, and you smell them yourself. So this isn't like the managing director said yesterday. I think it's Teachers Week 2. You see, we need to send some letters to our teachers. Even though we are grown now, we can still do that, and we encourage our children to send thank you letters to the teachers. Instead of buying a card, they can really create those cards by themselves. It is wonderful if they do that. And then it's also Nurses Month or Nurses Week, Nancy. I think Nancy also reminded us a lot of great things are happening this month. Mother's Day on Sunday, a lot of great things. And it is the planting season. If you go online, you will see me. I started planting last Saturday, and I didn't finish in the community garden. I'm going to go there tomorrow again to finish planting. You will see me with a truck and everything, really doing the planting, hoiling the soil. And I also started planting at my backyard here. That is where I use it to teach these young people, because we need to teach them how to eat from their backyard, how to plant their own vegetable, eat from the backyard, or from their backyard to the kitchen, and from the kitchen to the dining table. This is very important, or they can show appreciation for the farmers. When you go to buy the potatoes and the tomatoes and the vegetables from the store, the farmer took the time to do that. The gardener, we need to really appreciate them, because without that food, we can't even speak, right? Our tummy will be hurting if we don't eat. Telian, welcome, and thank you so much for being here, my boy. Thank you so much. And thank you, Shrijit, and the rest for welcoming everyone here. Thank you, thank you. We have Ashit. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, you guys are so committed. A lot of you are attending twice. Thank God we are together. One Global Movement is getting to every child through all of us here. Thank you so much. And Brilia, how are you? Thank you so much for being here. We love you guys. Thank you. So all the mommies seem to be here again today. The battalion, this is a cruise. The cruise of the mommies. They are here. Fabian is here. Thank you and welcome. Hashtag Shrijit Jana. Thank you so much. And you put Shrijit Jana close. The name should be close together so that AI can read it well, right? And we have... Shri Jana says, life is a journey, a challenge, and in this challenge, we must stay focused on our goals and have a good intention for our next generation. Certainly, that is the kind of love, platonic love that we are talking about. We must do it. It's a must. It's a do or die, like our CEO, Mr. Ashmufara, says. We must do it, and nobody can stop us. If we have taken that oath and determination, like you guys are doing here, nothing can stop us. We can only keep moving ahead to where we want to go and reach out to these children. Thank you. Ashid says, thank you. Welcome, Shudi Jana and Ruth Pace. Thank you so much, Ashid. You guys are wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Sir Epis in the house as well. He was also present today, and you made a very huge contribution. Thank you so much. Your contribution carries with it so much wisdom and so much weight and always things to learn. Thank you so much, and thank God for sending you to One Global Movement our way. So, Ing writes, the law on shifting sand, truth whispers deep. He is a poet. Remember that. A guiding hand, nature's writing in every heart seeks justice through a righteous start. Very true love. That is the way true love is written. Thank you so much. Kenita is thanking. Thank you. Welcome, Shujijana and Ruth Pace. Wow, you guys are so nice to one another. Thank you. Did I read this already? Yeah, I did, right? Yeah. I did. Wow. I still have a little bit more. Okay. And from a buzzing bee to soaring dove, love's a song in every grove. Nature's heart, it beats as one, loves the dance beneath the sun. These are very beautiful poems. I really love this. I need to be writing all of this down so we can put it in One Global Movement book and then share it with children around the world, isn't it? That would be so nice. And you can, we are going to be writing a One Global Movement book. People can own chapters in that book. We can write an anthology so that we own chapters and then we disseminate these things to children, a lot of time free of charge. Happy Mother's Day to all of our wonderful Unpassive and One Global Movement families. Yes, yes, yes. Happy Mother's Day. Hopefully you'll be with us on Sunday, Jody. And Kenita says, thank you so much. Hashtag One Global Movement, and good night, Dr. Yvonne Mundih. Thank you so much. Good night, my sister. And we learn from one another. Put the One Global Movement, hashtag One Global Movement together so that AI can read it. Otherwise, it wouldn't be able to read it well. Thank you so much. Hashtag Unpassive, hashtag One Global Movement, hashtag Ash Mufara. It really, I feel so joyful whenever you write this, Sir AP, because we must not forget the finger that fed us, Mr. Ash Mufara and Unpassive. Otherwise, we will not be here. Very true. Thank you so much. And we had a wonderful week by God's grace. So let's move on. We need to reach to the top. Yes. Next week, we're moving. We're moving ahead, I bet you. That's what we're doing. Hello, folks. When you are finished here, come and join me on Roblin Live, please. But finish here first. Yep. You can go join Mr. Barilla on Roblin Live and see what is cooking there, right? That is good. So don't forget to put the big thumbs up, please. Like, share, and subscribe. And I know we are all our regulars here, but if there's anybody that has not subscribed to One Global Movement, please do so, because we are helping to grow this in order to grow children. And so that YouTube and other channels will know what we are doing here that is valuable for the children. So thank you. Thank you so much, Sister Dr. Mundih. And hashtag One Global Movement, hashtag Unpassive, hashtag Dr. Yvonne Mundih. Thank you so much, Shreji Jana. You guys are wonderful. Thank you so much. And Nancy says, One Global Movement families, don't forget. Wow, I knew that you were coming. Don't forget to press the big thumbs up, subscribe, press the notification bell, and share with families and friends. Thank you so much, Nancy. And Ashid, hello, John Barilla. Thank you so much, sir. We've come to the end. I wish you guys a wonderful, fantastic weekend. Enjoy with the children, with your family. Let us come here again and we share our weekend experiences, okay? I know that one of them is Mother's Day celebration, and another one is to go plant corn and potatoes in the community garden tomorrow. Maybe, and then my son is coming home for summer holiday tomorrow, so I also have to cook. so that we can eat supper together when he gets home. So thank you so much, everyone. Just always remember, and to all our children, to stay focused, stay encouraged, stay empowered, and always believe in endless possibilities. I love you all. And until next time, bye bye.